For today's mission, I want to be able to show you how you can kitbash a single, simple model into something that will really stand out. Kitbashes and conversions might look difficult when we look to the experts, but I can promise you that you can do it, and you only need as little as 1 or 2 extra pieces to make your miniatures stand out. This is Cursed Crusader Arts. Conversions are about altering the state of something from one thing to another. For example, an agnostic being converted to a person of faith. In the miniature hobby, conversion is the act of turning one established miniature into a different model altogether. For example, turning a Stormcast Eternal into a Space Marine. On the other hand, kitbashing refers to the pieces that you use and where you get them from. The term is quite literally formed from bashing together different kits or using 3D printed parts. This often makes unique models to represent something that already exists, and thus becoming more of a proxy rather than the original designated model. But for today's miniature, this is going to be, in essence, a very, very small kitbash. We're going to start with a Tempestus Scion, and it will remain a Tempestus Scion, but we are going to take parts from another kit and a piece of jewellery chain later that will help us to tell a story about this particular character. First, let's see what the box provides, because Citadel actually encourages this kind of behaviour. Inside the box we can find all kinds of different parts, from weapons and heads to different accessories like combat knives, grenades, and even these strange little books. The parts themselves are designed to have squad members, squad leaders, medics, and even special weapons. This is actually quite common among Citadel kits, and the parts are often interchangeable with other kits from their own faction. And with a little bit of extra effort, you can occasionally integrate pieces from other factions too. So it's obvious that Citadel wants us to develop kitbashing and conversion skills to make unique looking armies, whether it's for display, or competition, or the tabletop. I want to make a Tempestus Scion that stands out and has a little bit of story to make it more meaningful and direct our decision making. Most conversions and kitbashes start with the idea of using a specific component, and this time I want to give this Scion a head from the Sisters of Battle. Obviously, this is going to switch our miniature from male to female, a distinct change that already separates her from the standard. But to make this a little bit more interesting, we can add some story. Within the lore, we find that both the Scions and Sisters of Battle draw recruits from the same pool of potentials. And although most of the females are sent to the Adeptus Sororitas, there are still a significant number sent to the Scion detachments. Sisters of Battle make heavy use of flamers and melter based weaponry, choosing to burn the heretics, aliens and mutants alive, and of course representing the historical martyrdom and burning of Joan of Arc, of which they draw heavy inspiration from. As a little nod to this, I'll equip this particular Scion with the flamer that was provided in the kit, and turn the head towards the angle of the flamer, showing that it is being aimed or even fired. Furthermore, I'm going to drill out the barrel for the flamer. First, I'm going to use this metal tool to create a divot in the centre of the nozzle, and this acts like a pilot hole for our drill. Next, I use my hobby knife to carve it out further, and then use glue to smooth out the inside. Carrying on with the story that we're creating, I like this idea of religious zealotry and the dedication to the Emperor. And this isn't exclusive to the Sisterhood and Ecclesiarchy, so we can lean into this even more. All members of the Imperial Guard are issued with a book known as the Imperial Infantryman's Uplifting Primer, and I'm assuming that this is what the books are representing in this kit. It holds all of the information every guardsman needs to know about tactics, equipment, and information about the enemies of the Imperium and how best to destroy them. And speaking of equipment, I've also added a combat knife to the other hip. Now, just a word of warning here, when I did this, I tried to position it to a place where it would not get in the way of the flamer's fuel tube that connects to the canisters on her back. but later I found that I needed to cut away the knife's handle to make it fit together properly. So keep this in mind when adding parts like this. To prevent this, dry fitting is often the best way to go, but if you're using blue tack like I did, consider the extra space that the tack can sometimes use up, because it might throw you off just a little bit. In my case, the blue tack actually pushed the arm of the model out a little bit further, giving me the illusion that I actually had the space for the fuel tube of the flamer, when in reality I did not when it came to putting it together. Now at this point the miniature's looking great and it can be used right away. Ultimately you only need one really good different piece to make your miniature stand out, but I felt like adding just a little bit more character. This model here is an actual Sister of Battle, and you can see here she has a kind of rosary known as the Chaplet Ecclesiasticus that is often worn around the neck or the waist. Each bead is made of adamantium and represents an act of penance, and this is usually only ever worn by the Sisters of Battle or occasionally other members of the Imperial Ecclesiarchy, but I'm going to bend the rules of the law for the sake of the rule of cool. Perhaps this scion had a sister who went to the Sisters of Battle instead, and maybe she inherited the beads upon her sister's death in combat. Ultimately, this is likely something that may never happen. If there were two sisters, one for the Scions and one for the Adeptus Sororitas, it's more likely that they may never see one another again as their missions take them to completely different areas of the galaxy. But for the purposes of this creation, it really doesn't matter all too much. Just have a little bit of fun with what you're doing, and if you have a cool idea, build it anyway. To create this Chaplet Ecclesiasticus, I have this jewellery chain that is made of beads. It is a little larger than the ones that we see on miniatures, but it's just about small enough for us to get away with. I carve away the trim on the collar of the torso armour and make space for a small length of these beads, having the ends connect to the aquila that is found on the chest plate. I spend a little bit of time supergluing it into place so that it connects properly around the whole neck and is in contact with the armour. You may need to use some sort of tool like I do here just to push it into place, because when you use a smaller piece of chain that is designed in this way, it can become a little rigid and stiff, so you might need to just push it around a little bit to get it to go where you want it to be. And then, here she is, a member of the Tempestus Scions, armed with a flamer and kitbashed using a Sister of Battle head and a small piece of jewellery chain. A little homemade story makes her stand out some more, and it also gives you a really good talking point when other people ask about her. So if you're new to kitbashing and converting, you really don't need all that much. Just one or two little pieces can make even the most standard infantryman become a lot more interesting and unique to you. So give it a go. Tell me about your kit bashes and conversions. And if this is your first time here, subscribe because I have much more in store for you. But whatever you do, make things, have fun, and I'll see you next time on Cursed Crusader Arts.